Thanks, Chrissy. Thanks to Jackson and Stewie for the offer to come down and join this marvellous event. So thanks very much. A great privilege to talk about Global. We had a fantastic announcement out this morning with regards to scoping study results for our Manor project. And the beauty is having two projects. We've both got the advanced exploration underway at Marble Bar. And we've got a project that is going to be a mine of the future, 100% categoric about that fact. So I always like to touch on our purpose and values. Pretty competitive space out there for human talent, and we've been really blessed with some of the expertise that's joined our company over the last 6 months. And it's been a big focus of mine. Obviously, having a great asset in the ground is one thing, but having a brilliant team to be able to unlock its value and ultimately bring it to market is the next big challenge, and that's our focus and will be my focus going forward. We keep it simple as a company, empowering our people to power the planet, and every one of our employees lives and breathes our core values. So let's take you on our story. It's a good one. So what makes us unique on a global basis? We've got two projects, first and foremost, in this wonderful jurisdiction of WA. A combined equity mineral resource of over 50 million tonnes at 1% lithium oxide. And both of these projects are outcropping spodumene-bearing pegmatite, so the best raw material for the lithium industry. Both of our assets are JORC compliant. Really important. It's hard to get to JORC compliance in lithium. We own two of only 14 JORC compliant lithium assets in Australia. And as we all know, exploration comes with risk, and we've delivered on both of our projects. We've got very good industry credentials within the team, some fantastic partners on our register, and again, of course, this wonderful jurisdiction that is WA. And just touching on the team, board and management, we've got some heavyweights on the board, Greg Lithium obviously, but as a board, without going into the individuals in the interest of time, with Tony Chamberlain joining us as project director and really leading our scoping and feasibility study work this year, we've got a board and management team with over 150 years of WA resources experience, and that's formidable, both from early stage exploration all the way through to development, construction and operations. And as a board and management, executed close to $100 billion in projects on a global basis. We've got a sticky, you might have to help me out with the next slide. Here we go. Snapshot on the company, again, pretty tight register, 257 odd shares on 1 million shares on issue, market cap of just over 500 million. Importantly, we're strongly positioned from a cash balance perspective, about 76 mil in the bank. A really well-diversified register, a couple of strategics on there, Mineral Resources, of course, at 9.7, Suzhou TANO, one of the largest lithium producers in China, a couple of high net worths, board and management with skin in the game, and we've got a nice mix of retail and institutional investors. And what we're likely to see going forward as we move through development is that institutional base build out. I'll talk about jurisdiction, it's important. I think WA, and I'm amazed at how little we recognise how brilliant this jurisdiction is. It's supplying more than 50% of the world's lithium. It always has, and it always will supply more than 50% of the world's lithium, in my view, for a number of reasons. The technical, commercial, legal, infrastructure, geologic, all of this talent pool we have at our disposal is world-class and peerless. I call it the expertise ecosystem, and it's something else that no other jurisdiction on the planet has. So I think everyone in the audience should be incredibly proud. We're all in this together, and I'm a big hard rock lithium fan. I think hard rock lithium is going to really lead the world in terms of additional units of supply to market going forward. And just going by some of the discussions we're having with the downstream partnership piece, there's just phenomenal interest. So just a quick update. The back end of last year was a busy one for us. We announced a significant resource increase across both projects, about 150% increase in our total tonnage, so up to 50.7 million tonnes, and specifically a 230% increase at our Manor project, and a 71% increase at Marble Bar. So both of these projects, we've got a significant drill campaign ahead this year. There's incredible upside across both projects as we continue with our exploration, but most importantly, we get started with development on our Manor project, which I'll touch on shortly. I mentioned the cash at hand. We did complete a 110 mil institutional placement late last year, and that was incredibly oversubscribed, as you can imagine. But importantly, we brought about 40, 50 institutional, sort of mostly long-only funds onto the register, which is important. As part of that fund, we acquired the remaining 20% stake in the Breaker resource of Mana, which allows us to control that and develop it unencumbered. So it was a terrific result for the company. Very strong support from our existing strategics. And of course, that equity that we've raised allows us to develop a number of activities, advanced metallurgy this year, scoping, feasibility, ore sorting trials, and of course we're going to look at some downstream optionality as well with regards to Mana. But importantly, it means we're fully funded all the way through to FID. We do have a couple of very important strategic partners on our register. Of course, Mineral Resources, always acknowledging this wonderful company that has an incredible track record of developing projects and is a world leader as it relates to lithium. There's some great synergies between our project and, of course, their asset up in Wodgina, owned under a JV, and similarly down around the Kalgoorlie region. Our Mana project's about 140 odd kilometres from the Mount Marion asset. And similarly, Suzhou TNA, it's an associate of the CATL group. Those two entities control a very large lithium hydroxide production company based in China, but they're giving us wonderful access to this downstream lithium expertise as well. So we're very grateful to our two strategic shareholders. Collectively own about 20% of the company. Okay, let's talk about Mana. I have been saying publicly for quite some time this will be a mine of the future. The geology is significant. It's an outcropping pegmatite. We have 100% ownership, 32.7 million existing resource. There's more to come in terms of that resource. It will build throughout the course of this year. We do have a secondary upgrade in Q2. We've got about 5,000 samples which are awaiting assay and will come to market in due course. And we do have a 30,000 metre RC campaign scheduled for this year as well. And as soon as it's cool enough out the other side of Kalgoorlie, our geo team will be out in the field. And again, a wonderful jurisdiction from an infrastructure perspective, only 100 kilometres out to the east of Kal. This is the asset, and I've got a pit design on the right there. This was included in our scoping study announcement this morning. This is an open pit mine. We've got fantastic lithium mineralisation near surface, and as a fly-through will show you in just a moment, this will be an open pit mine of the future. So just stepping through the scoping study results. Okay. This one? Okay, that's better. The scoping study, we've got a nameplate ROM of 2 million tonnes, estimated production of an SE 5.5% concentrate of 220,000 tonnes per year, and that delivers a pre-tax NPV of about 2.8 billion and an IRR of just over 100%, payback of 15 months. So this is an economic project. We're thrilled with the results. The mine life at the moment is 10 years. There's additional upside in terms of that life of mine, with a few things we're working on as part of the feasibility. Part of that will be ore sorting. We think we can get greater throughput. But similarly, there'll be existing resource added to this to underpin the feasibility study, so we think we can push that mine life out. But this is a standalone, an economic project with quite a low capex comparatively. Importantly, the capex was derived on Q1 2023 numbers, so it doesn't count for the current inflationary environment. And we've assumed a spodumene concentrate price here, long-term average from 26 through to 32 of $2,500 US a tonne. And this was an average sourced by Fast Markets, one of the preeminent PRAs. We have undertaken a really detailed sensitivity analysis. We've interrogated this financial model with vigour. And no surprises here. The two main impactors on the NPV are obviously the exchange rate and the spodumene concentrate price. So let's have a fly through this project. I hope this works. Here we go. There should be some audio. Everything you see in this fly-through is included in the scoping study in terms of the CapEx and the OpEx. Primary jaw crush through the HPGR is about 1200 mil. And this is where the magic happens. Classification and a two-stage float, coarse and fine flotation plus DMS. Dry stack tails, it's going to be very helpful in terms of water consumption, but also from approvals perspective. We're carting the product open tank top through to Kalgoorlie and full logistics study rail down to Esperance. 4 megawatt solar array. Great, so hopefully that gives you a bit of perspective of the site. Bringing this asset to life is our focus, and we're progressing towards development as quickly as we can. Going forward, feasibility study the scoping study segue into feasibility. We've issued tender documents to a number of consultants. That work stream will kick off next month. We're looking to pitch a final investment decision to the board next year. Probably the first half of next year, all going well. And as I said, there's additional drilling to feed into the resource. There's a number of really critical surveys and test work going on. Met testing is crucial for that flow sheet design. It's very similar to the Taliesin flow sheet, DMS plus two-stage float. And of course, we're going to be doing a number of separate parallel scoping studies to look at a downstream option as well. And of course, all of the environmental native title heritage approvals are ongoing. Our second project, Marble Bar Lithium project, this is absolutely our sleeper. And just finishing off, I know Chrissy's going to whip me in a minute. This has huge potential, this project. We've got a significant exploration campaign kicking off again this year. It's a much larger system than we anticipated throughout the course of last year. We have $500 million of lithium sitting in the ground at this project at the moment. It's got wonderful upside potential, about 18 million tonnes at 1%. And as I said, we've got a 30,000 metre campaign kicking off. Some really great results here, high grades, and some reasonable intercepts. And the focus this year is going to be targeting our exploration manager, Logan Barber, who I would argue is the best in the business, is going to be focusing on these areas to the northeast. So lots of exciting news to come out of this project this year. And I will finish off, there's a cross-section there, but look, this is an asset again, near surface, so we think this will be open pittable. And this is my last slide, Chrissy. Lots to look forward to this year, a lot of work streams running in parallel, exploration at both assets, feasibility, resource upgrades, met testing to come, approvals running in parallel, FID next year, and all going well, we'll have first tonnes in market 26 in the form of a concentrate. So thank you.